They say it takes a village to raise a child, and that couldn't be more true for the work we do here at Coral Nursery Project. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this series where we meet the people protecting our oceans, the unsung heroes of the sea. Today, we're going to meet some amazing people who are doing all they can to save the world's coral reefs. Coral reefs are home to an incredible array of life and provide us with many benefits, from food security to coastal protection. But they're under threat from climate change, pollution, and overfishing. The good news is that there are people working hard to protect them. So let's dive in and find out how these conservation heroes are making a difference. Coral reefs are among the most diverse ecosystems on the planet, but they're also extremely fragile. They can be damaged by a number of factors, including rising sea temperatures, ocean acidification, pollution, and overfishing. When coral reefs are damaged, it can have a devastating impact on the marine life that depends on them. That's why it's so important to protect coral reefs and conserve the species that live there. And that's where today's conservation heroes come in. Meet our first conservation hero. They're teaming up with a local group in Indonesia to bring coral reefs back to life using coral nurseries. These nurseries grow corals in a safe space before planting them on struggling reefs. In just a few years, they've restored over 100 hectares of damaged reef. Pretty amazing, right? Their hard work is really making a difference. But coral reef restoration isn't just about saving the environment. It's also about helping people. Coral reefs provide a number of benefits to humans, including food, tourism, and coastal protection. By restoring coral reefs, they're helping to provide these benefits for the people who depend on them. A conservation hero is teaming up with local fishermen to save coral reefs. They're recreating sustainable fishing practices that protect the reef ecosystem and setting up a marine protected area for long-term survival. The results? Fish populations are bouncing back, and the coral looks way better than before. This shows just how much of a difference conservation can really make. But it's not just about protecting existing coral reefs. Another conservation hero is working to grow new ones. They're developing innovative methods for growing coral reefs in areas where they've been destroyed. This could involve using coral fragments, growing corals in a laboratory setting, or even 3D printing coral reefs. This work is cutting edge and could help to bring back coral reefs to areas where they've been lost. It's not easy being a conservation hero. It takes a lot of hard work, dedication, and often sacrifice. But the rewards are immeasurable. Seeing the progress that's been made in just a few years is truly inspiring. And it shows that with hard work and determination, we can make a real difference. Their work has had a major impact on the local community. Not only have they helped to protect the coral reefs, but they've also provided jobs and economic opportunities for local people. This is a great example of how conservation can benefit both the environment and the people who live in the area. Getting involved in coral reef conservation is easier than you think. You can support organizations dedicated to protecting and restoring reefs by donating or volunteering your time. Every little bit helps. Spread the word about why coral reefs matter. Talk to friends and family or share cool info on social media. Plus, support businesses that care about sustainability. When you choose eco-friendly products, you help boost the demand for practices that protect our planet. Let's make a difference together. So if you're passionate about protecting our planet's precious coral reefs, there are plenty of ways you can make a difference. Our next conservation hero uses a unique technique to grow new coral reefs. They've developed a system for growing coral fragments in a laboratory setting. This allows them to grow large numbers of corals quickly and efficiently, which can then be transplanted to areas where they're needed. Their work has the potential to revolutionize coral reef restoration and could help bring back coral reefs to areas where they've been destroyed. Meet our next conservation hero. They're on a mission to create marine protected areas worldwide, which are super important for coral reef survival. These zones keep fishing and human activities out, letting coral thrive. Thanks to their hard work, several of these areas are already established, and they're not stopping anytime soon. But creating marine protected areas is not easy. There's often pushback from local communities who rely on fishing for food or income. Our conservation hero works to address these concerns by engaging with local communities and finding ways to meet their needs while still protecting the marine environment. They also work to educate people about the importance of marine protected areas and the benefits they can provide. Their work is essential for the future of our oceans. By protecting critical habitats like coral reefs, they're helping to ensure that these ecosystems can continue to provide food and other resources for the people who depend on them. They're also helping to protect these habitats for the countless species of marine life that call them home. Our next conservation hero is taking a different approach to coral reef conservation. Rather than trying to protect existing coral reefs, they're working to restore those that have already been damaged. They do this by using a technique known as coral gardening. Coral gardening involves breaking off small pieces of healthy coral and planting them in areas where the coral has been damaged. This allows the coral to grow back and restore the reef to its former glory. This technique is not easy, though. It requires a lot of patience and care. The coral needs to be planted at the right depth and in an area that's protected from predators. But our conservation hero is up to the task. They've been working for years to perfect this technique, and they've seen amazing results. In some cases, they've been able to restore coral reefs to areas that were completely barren. But coral gardening is not just about restoring the environment. It's also about restoring the economy. Coral reefs are important for tourism and fishing. By restoring them, we can help to boost local economies and provide jobs for people in coastal communities. Our final conservation hero is working to find solutions to the problem of coral bleaching. Coral bleaching occurs when the corals become stressed and lose their color. This can be caused by a number of factors, including rising sea temperatures and ocean acidification. When corals bleach, they become more susceptible to disease and death. Our conservation hero is working to develop methods for helping bleached corals recover. They're also working to find ways to prevent coral bleaching in the first place. This is a difficult challenge, but our conservation hero is up to the task. They're using innovative techniques and a lot of hard work to try to find solutions to this pressing problem. These conservation heroes are just a few of the many people who are working to protect our oceans. These people are making a real difference, and their work is essential for the health of our planet. If you want to learn more about our oceans and the people who are working to protect them, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We explore the depths of our planet's water and uncover the mysteries of the deep sea. From the bizarre creatures that live in the darkest depths to the shipwrecks and sunken cities that lie in wait, we'll take you on an adventure like no other. So what are you waiting for? Join us on our journey of discovery and learn all about the amazing world that lies beneath the waves.